all that I'm going to do is give a little bit of an introduction to the Baha'i faith for the benefit of anyone who might still be in the dark on that. I don't think anyone is in the dark. So let me just start out. Baha'i faith, what is it? First of all, it's a world religion, okay? Its aim is to unite all races and all people in one universal cause, one common faith. Well, that's a pretty big idea. You know, there's about 7 billion people on this planet right now, and there are a lot of different faiths, most of which have been fighting each other for centuries. And the Baha'i aim is ultimately to unite all of the people into one common faith. Why would that be important? Well, for one thing, it would end once and for all the religious prejudice and discrimination and all of the hostility and fighting and suspicion that's existed for so long in the name of religion, which is something that has forced a lot of people away from religion, including me. When I was 15, I became an atheist. Grew up as a Protestant Christian. World War II was on. My 4 brothers were off fighting it. I'm home in high school. And I see all this killing going on. I say, well, where's religion in this? Because Catholic Italians were killing Catholic Americans. Protestant Americans were killing Protestant Germans. So there wasn't anybody left around this little town to talk to, so I went to the library and read all the books I could get on religion. And I didn't get any answers. So I threw religion out the window. So for the next 17 years, I was a very vocal atheist. I wasn't looking for God, I wasn't looking for religion, and I happened to find the Baha'i faith. I met a Baha'i, socially. One thing led to another very quickly. I wound up with a stack of books like this from my newfound friend. I had a slip disc, I'm on the floor, I can't go anyplace. All I could do was lay there and read. So I read my way into the Baha'i faith. That's 49 years ago this month. So for 49 years, I've been a Baha'i. My wife and I had 8 children. They're all Baha'is on their own will. You don't get to be a Baha'i just because you're born into a Baha'i family. You're free to investigate it or not. But they've all become Baha'is, and I have 12 grandchildren, and almost all of them are Baha'is. And so, who are Baha'is? They're followers of Baha'u'llah. Baha'u'llah is an Arabic word, and it means the glory of God. It's a name. And Baha'u'llah was a Persian nobleman. And about 150 years ago, he set forth the claim that he was the one promised in all of the religious holy books. One thing you may know if you've studied religions at all, like faith has in class, is that every great faith has a promise that someday the one that established that faith, whether it was Jesus or Moses or Buddha, Muhammad or Krishna, there's a promise in the scriptures that that spirit that they brought would return. And at that point, in the fullness of time, there would be an ingathering of the human race into one family worldwide. So it's a promise of all the religions. About 150 years ago, Baha'u'llah, this nobleman, this Persian nobleman of this great, wealthy, and respected family, said, I've had this revelation from the Creator. I'm the one that all the holy books have promised. Now, he was extremely wealthy and highly respected. And he was imprisoned for saying that he had this revelation. And he spent the last 40 years of his life a prisoner of the Ottoman Empire. But during that time, he wrote voluminously. And it's the writings of Baha'u'llah that Baha'is believe are the guidance that the human race needs in this age to get out of this incredible mess that the human race has created for itself. Now, it isn't as easy to see the mess from here as it is from some other places in the world. But if you go around the world, and you might just look at the movie that was made in India. What was it? What was the name of it?
Slumdog.
Yeah, Slumdog Millionaire. You saw a little bit of a glimpse of the poverty in that country. Well, that kind of poverty is in this country too. It's just not as obvious and as widespread. Why does that exist after all these centuries of wonderful teachings that we have in religion? Because every one of the great faiths teaches the same teaching about what we call the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. We haven't figured out how to make that reality yet on a global scale. We do pretty good within our own little narrow confines, within our own family. We try to treat each one of the kids fairly, equally, even if they're very different. And we do it pretty good through charitable things and so on. We reach out to people in trouble. But on a global scale, we haven't figured it out, really. And so that's one of the purposes of the Baha'i faith. So why should anybody listen to the Baha'is? What do they know more than anybody else? It isn't because the Baha'is are smarter or better. In my view, it's because we've discovered Baha'u'llah and his teachings. Now, I discovered it 49 years ago as a very skeptical, atheistic person. But it's reshaped my life. So for 49 years, I've been doing this, trying to share it with other people. Why? So that it might reshape your life and improve it. And that you might become one of the people that will help build this new kind of world. Because we desperately need a better world for everyone.